Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of my career mode series here today with McLaren. Now this is a late upload. I wasn't planning to do this today, but I had something else arranged, it fell through, so we're going to basically try and get one of these done late tonight. So guys, stay tuned, you're going to really enjoy this episode. It's actually worth the wait. So today we're here at Qatar, and of course that means it's a sprint round, which is huge for the championship. Double points basically up for grabs between the sprint and the main race, so there's a lot on the table here today, guys. If you haven't seen the last episode, go check it out. Link in the top right, the Japanese Grand Prix spoiler warning, so go see what happened in the last episode. But yeah, let's get into it and let's kick things off with a marketing department event, which as you can see is actually going to be quite helpful because we're going to get extra R&D points, which is going to be really awesome for us. The acclaim isn't really a problem, so we'll go ahead and disagree with appearing in, one of these events. We also get confirmation of the final ever upgrade for the engine, so the fuel flow regulator to basically improve fuel consumption. This now is going to max out the engine, so officially on paper we've maxed out the aero, the chassis and the engine, and all we have left is 2 upgrades on durability, which we may not do because there is a reg change on the way. So with that done, let's get into it. So the weekend's action, Qatar. This is a crucial race. Last year we was fast here, so I'm hoping we're fast again, possibly even faster with this maxed out car. The forecast, as you'd expect, is dry, and we of course have that sprint race in between qualifying and the race. We are by far and beyond the best team on the grid now with the upgrade, so we are top in terms of pace. We are the best, and hopefully we can see that on track with the pace of the car and the upgrades all kind of working as one in Qatar. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, guys, and let's jump into the weekend's action. Leave a like on the video, subscribe for more daily F1 content, and let's get into it. So first things first is an engine change, which we have plenty of components left, and we have only, I believe, 4 races left, including this one, so this and 3 more. So we're going to go ahead and bring some extra horsepower to the table this weekend to try and improve our pace a little bit. Now, as usual, Qatar practice programs are completely broken, but I've still done them to get a baseline reference for the race in terms of what fuel and what sort of tyre we're looking at, for the main event. So yeah, we'll get those done. We had decent pace compared to the AI, but the programs were broken. Fuel was actually pretty okay, pretty manageable. Tyre wear very high, so I'm going to make some adjustments on pressures to see if I can try and get that down a little bit, and hopefully we're not the only ones affected by that. But practice, you can see top 5, Lando quickest, so a very good first sign that the car is working well. We did not do any more practice. There's no more performance upgrades to do, so there's no need to really do practice besides getting some minor discounts for durability, which is the 2 upgrades we have left. So yeah, pretty much we're looking to jump straight into qualifying and waste no time. But before that, I mentioned before we're going to do a short qualifying for sprint weekends. Now for some reason I jumped out of practice and went into the menu, and qualifying was locked grayed out, so I couldn't change the format, which I haven't done before. I've always done it before at the start of the weekend, but I forgot, and I thought I could have still changed it, but clearly not. So for this one, we're going to do a full qualifying and then hopefully revert back to a short qualifying for future sprint rounds in this season, if there are any left. So yeah, Q1 then, we're going to have to go through the full qualifying format, the full process, and basically build up our pace gradually throughout the sessions. So soft tyres at the ready, everyone now ramping up the engines, night skies, and we're going to get this underway. So here we go. Currently on our first timed lap, making our way through the final corner. Didn't quite trouble the apex, but that's not really necessary as we make our way up to the line, running out of deployment, which will hinder our lap time a little bit as we go P3, a 10th off Leclerc with 1:17.4. First lap in the bag, Lando P4, that will do very nicely, no need to go back out, and yeah, we're comfortably into Q2, so minimizing engine use, also saving tires, all that good stuff. As we jump into Q2 then, we put on a fresh set, and we're going to try and hopefully get through again on just one set, one run, and save engine and tires. Making our way through the far section here, the triple right into the penultimate corner. Didn't quite get the apex, and we ran a bit wide and invalidate, which was a real shame because the lap was coming together quite nicely for us, but that little mistake and another one at the final corner is going to, ruin our lap for us. I'm still going to finish the lap just to see what it would have been. And we did a 17.4 in Q1. That was a 17.5. So a bit slower, and that mistake costing us a little bit. I've also adjusted when I use the batteries, so we shouldn't run out now. You can see we're a tenth up pretty much at the same point as we were last lap when we invalidated, so we're going a bit quicker on this one. And again, we missed the apex there, which isn't ideal, and we lose time, but this time I scrub off some speed, keep it on track at least to keep the lap in the bag, and then through the final corner, that's where the bulk of the lap time is. And we're also not going to run out of deployment this time, as I managed the battery a lot better. And up to the line we go, and it's a 17.1 P2, and only a tenth off Verstappen, who's currently quickest. So that will do. I stayed out on the same tyres, so didn't have to burn another set. Everything's looking good, and you can see Lando quickest in Q2, although some of those lap times aren't fully accurate. Some cars went back out. I sim time, so they're a little bit quicker than what they would be, especially Lando's lap time. Either way, the car's working good, and we seem to be on the pace. So Q3, we're going to get 2 runs, fresh tyres for both, so let's get into it. This is currently our first run. We've done a 17.1 in Q2 as our banker reference, so we know what to aim for on this first lap. Lando's on the 16.9 in P6 right now, so even quicker across the line for us, and it's a 16.95, just a fraction quicker than our teammate, and we go P6 for now after the first run. So not terrible, but definitely a little bit concerned as we're 3 tenths off P1, which is George Russell, who seems very quick. The Mercedes seem right on the pace, and they've been back on it the last couple of races, guys. You know, since Monza, Leclerc has been on it a lot, and now Russell's also responding. So Merc seem to have brought some upgrades, and they've gotten really quick, which could throw a spanner in the works for the championship, as it is Red Bull v Mercedes v McLaren. Now, for the final run, not everyone went out. Lando stayed in the garage, and so did both Red Bull. So we'll see how that plays into things. Either way, down to turn 1, braking at the 50, dipping to 4th, and then back to 5th to get the exit out of turn 1, turn 2. Important to try and stay tight again, dipping into 4th quickly, then back to 5th to get the rotation. And we're already 2 tenths up, which is really encouraging. Russell, 16.4, makes a new personal best and a new benchmark for everyone to try and beat as we make our way into now Sector 2, the twisty part. Sector 2 is my strongest sector, so I'm hoping to find some time here, and we're 2 tenths up, so this is looking very good. Into the long right, didn't quite get the apex, and we dropped half a tenth, which is a bit of a costly error. Making our way through the right kink into the left, trying to get the car down to the apex, and we do actually find a bit of time through there, so this is looking pretty decent. 3 tenths up, it's looking close, and I think, are we going to go purple? Yes, we do. So hold the phone for a minute here. We might just have a shot as we make our way through the triple rights, trying to carry the speed through here as we now head into the penultimate corner. This time getting the apex, holding it in 7th gear, although we scrubbed off a bit too much speed in 7th. I should have gone for 6th. And then the final corner, we just lost the back end on entry. I got a bit of a drift on, and we took too much inside curb, and I lost the back end. So we're only going to improve by 3/4 of a tenth, which is a massive shame, because we found some pace on that lap. It's P5, and that's going to be our starting place, guys, for the sprint race.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Drugovich, Martinez, Perez, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Albon, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Joe, Magnussen and Mick Schumacher. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Time for the sprint. Looks like we're going to be up against it. Verstappen's on soft, so he's gone aggressive. From what I can tell from a distance, both Mercs look to be on medium, but I'm not too certain. So we have a real mixture of tyres in the top 10, but we're going to have to work hard for this. This is not going to be easy. I'm hoping, in a way, the Mercs actually maybe help us out here and get that 1-2 lockdown, and Verstappen doesn't do any better than P3, and hopefully I can get a good start. It's not going to be easy, hoping for a bad start from Verstappen on softs, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to happen. I'm worried about the Mercs on mediums, so again, a bad start. Here we go then. Let's get into it. Oh. Oh. Oh, what a start. Yes. Can we get P1? Oh, well, we can around the outside. Whoa, what a start. That was not part of the plan. Out of nothing. Insane. And we are running it back just like last season. It's me versus Russell at Qatar once again. This should be fun. We'll see how the car holds up. We'll see if we've got the pace. We've got a stronger package this year, so we'll see if we can actually break DRS this time around, but we're going to get a very similar scenario to last season. I'm hoping they can contain Verstappen for as long as possible, or possibly even Leclerc get back ahead of him. Well, just like last season, it's going to be a battle of the straight line speeds. We are down once again, so we're going to have to use our battery on the straight, although it seems this year I'm running a little bit less wing, and we're holding our own as Verstappen tries to challenge Russell around the outside of turn 1, so we may get a chance to break here, although it looks like Verstappen has already got the move done. So Max getting a move on, Perez as well, both Red Bulls on softs, so they're going to be hard to stop today, but we're going to have to try and do our best to stop them. Hopefully Lando can get himself into contention. No idea where he is or what tire he started on. Okay, can we keep a Red Bull on softs behind? About to find out. I mean, it's manageable now, but it's when DRS now gets enabled, which is going to be much more difficult.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Let's try and open up a gap if we can. We've got the gap out to 8.5 tenths, but then we just bleed time through here, which doesn't help. So Verstappen gets back into play before DRS even becomes available. You can see he's literally got the gap all the way down, so it means nothing. We either drop him entirely or it's not going to be enough. Taking a bit of a wider line to try and get a better exit. Not bad actually, 6.5 tenths, that might just do the trick. DRS is more efficient than last season as well, so we should be able to manage it and hold our own. Gap's over a second, but Verstappen's going to catch back up through here, which is the annoying part. It's a battle. Do I choose to use battery in the middle sector and drain myself? If I do, I'm not going to have nothing for the straight. Or do I just, run with the same defense strategy we had for the last seasons? A little bit wide through there. But I'll keep the battery on. We'll see if we can maybe pull away this time. It's going to be close. Verstappen gains it all back through there. Well, I think we've done it. A bit more battery here. We've done it. Voila. What middle sector. Hopefully now he battles with Russell and that will set the chain reaction in motion. There we go. Hopefully they scrap away. Well, now we're out of battery, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to keep pulling away. Track limit warning. Now we have to deal with George Russell. This happens holding on. Russell's trying to pull away and break the DRS. Is that a good exit as well? He's pretty close here. We're going to have to keep the battery on and defend down to turn 1. It's a rerun of last season.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
We know we can break late into that. What I need now is Leclerc to go through on Verstappen. That'd be nice. I might have just done enough here. Let's see. If we can hold on to it through here. Russell's trying. I think we've just held on. Hopefully now he'll battle with Verstappen and Leclerc as well.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Magnussen out of the race. Too late for a safety car now, I think, so that won't affect anything. Russell, Verstappen side by side now. This is perfect for us. Okay, here we go. Last lap. Let's bring this one home. I've been using some battery to keep Verstappen a long way away out of DRS range. And Russell here, I think, is close enough to maybe challenge on the line, which I'm hoping he does, which we need. So fingers crossed Russell delivers, but job done. This season we do get it and we win the sprint. Come on, Russell, we need it, mate. We'll take it though.
Well done, mate. Well done. That's a great finish. You've really stepped up and achieved what we asked you to do today, so good job.
Welcome to Qatar, and hello from the desert rain. Well, there's not been much rainfall, but it's concentrated right here and just in time for the Qatar Grand Prix. So we're back here in Losail, and this is the track map. 3.34 miles, 16 turns, and just one DRS zone out of turn 16. It's already a fast and flowing track after all. There's a good overtaking opportunity with DRS though, through the long straight and into turn 1. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Martinez lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Perez, Drugovich, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Tsunoda, Sargent, Joe, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Mick Schumacher, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And joining me once again in the commentary box today is, of course, former World Endurance Champion Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And of course, it's looking very close here today. A lot's going to be riding on those first few corners, and then the question becomes who can manage their tyres so they're in a better position to push hard towards the end.
Here we go then, time for the main race. Now I'm torn in terms of what strategy to go for. The AI seem to be able to make the soft work, but will it work for us? I'm not sure. I'm going to stick with the medium. It seems to be what works. I'm expecting those who started on softs in the sprint to go on softs again. I think that's going to be the likely scenario here. And yeah, we're going to then go for the hard tyres later on. I remember struggling on the hards last season. I wasn't particularly great. I am tempted to take a risk and go soft medium. I really am, but I think it's just a bit risky. We don't have a fresh soft as well, which is a bit of an issue. So we'll play it safe and go medium to hard. We can possibly go soft at the end if we feel like we're going to make it. So yeah, fuel-wise, I'm running 43.5, which is exactly what the practice program said. Hopefully, I'm actually going to go just one more, just for safety purposes. Hopefully, we can make it on that fuel. But yeah, the key thing here is Lando, guys. We need him to level up and find something. For us, whole P1, the whole race, and try to win. Fingers crossed, Mercedes can do something and just knock Verstappen off P2. If that happens, that is already decent progress. But yeah, we're going to have to hope a few things fall our way. So yeah, let's get into it and let's hope for the best.
They're on fresh softs. They're sitting in 7th.
Okay, so Lando soft hard. I don't mind that. Everyone around us on medium besides Leclerc. So the ideal scenario here is that Lando gets stuck in on the soft and gets a few places, and hopefully also Leclerc gets the P2. Here we go again. Let's try and make another good start. Oh, Verstappen's had a stinker. Verstappen's had a poor start. Really bad start. Crucial, crucial, crucial. Lando up into P5 as well on softs. Leclerc P2 on softs. Right. Let's see then how this goes. But that is a dream scenario right there. I couldn't have wished for any better than that. But now we've got to do it all over again. Try and find the pace. Try to break DRS, which won't be easy. The sprint proved to me that I can break away in the middle sector. So we'll give it a go at some point. We're going to have to slightly just readapt our driving style as we have a bit more fuel in the car. Leclerc thought about the move there, had a slight look, but no way through. Still got to burn DRS in this situation. We're not out of the woods, but Leclerc's actually got a big run here, so I'm actually going to let him go, see what he does. I reckon I've got the pace in the middle sector to keep up as Lando Norris goes for the move on Perez for P4. That is excellent if you can pull that off. Unsuccessful this time though.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
I think Leclerc's going to be a threat the whole race. He's probably going to go for mediums on the next stint. And Lando, hopefully that's what I want him to do. So let's see, we may actually break Russell here. Leclerc's pushing. Okay, let's see if we can try and repass Leclerc. with a little helping of DRS. We're just so strong in the corners. Trying to use the least amount of battery possible, but we need a bit of it. Yeah, we need it. We can't even catch without it. On the inside, bit of a timid lunge, but we go through. Norris P4. Come on, Lando, mate, let's go. Looking, but we'll stay ahead into the middle sector. Let's see if I can try to break away now. Not quite enough. Almost broke him there. This could be the lap. Thought I'd drop him soon. I'm getting flashbacks of last season's race. Russell kept himself in play and then got the undercut on strategy, boxing for the medium. Still not quite able to break away there. One more lap hopefully. I've taken a lap off to kind of recharge. What I need is for Leclerc to challenge me to turn 1, so then I can kind of defend my line and cost him a bit of time, force him either to the inside or out wide. That was a horrible, horrible left-hander though. Going to be under big pressure here. Luckily we've got a bit of battery saved up. That was a really good exit as well. Russell just out of DRS range. Here comes Leclerc. We're going to show him the outside. Bit of a moment there as we get a warning in the process. Back end starting to let go.
Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFD if you want to go and check it out. Copy.
We'll see in a minute. Not right now. We've got the gap this time. Managed to pull away through the middle of the lap and get the gap out. So I think we've done the job. So now Leclerc can entertain himself with his own teammate, hopefully. And bring Perez and Norris into play. Norris is starting to drop back now. So there we go, job done. Not out of the woods yet though. Got to keep pushing. We do have a fresh set of softs, so that's good to know. Bear that in mind. See how the race develops. Yellow flag, middle sector. Well, that caused a bit of drama in this race. Starting to get a gap out to Leclerc now. It's an Alpine, I think. Yeah, out. Long way off the racing line, so it should be a safety car for that. Something happened to one of the Ferraris I've just noticed, because Verstappen is now behind Lando when he was behind the Ferrari. Unless maybe a Ferrari pit, but I didn't realise. Leclerc in the pits.
Lando's in the pits. Lando in the pits.
So this would be the, I guess, undercut.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
From Leclerc. Lando's who found undercutting Perez and keeping himself in the race, which is good. Now, do I pit to cover off this lap?
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 25.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 9th place.
Well, that confirms it. Fresh mediums for Lando. I'll do one more lap and basically use everything I've got in these tyres. Let's get to work. There's Russell pit. No, he does not. Right, let's push in this lap then. Right then, hard tyres are ready to go. I have to switch them from softs. And we're going to box for the hards. My tyre weight's a little bit higher, so I'd rather not try to risk and stretch it for softs. We can fight on track, we know we can, so we'll see what tyre Leclerc went for. I reckon it's gone for medium based off Lando's selection, but I could be wrong. To the pits then. Not pit lane we do every day, so I may lose a bit of time compared to the AI, but the Red Bulls also stay out, so I wonder if they're going to try and stretch it for softs. That'd be interesting. Dragovic in with us. Underway 2.2, trademark. Leclerc into the final corner. There's a Ferrari between Lando and Leclerc, so that tells me the Ferrari did not make a mistake. It was actually just a standard pit stop. Yellow flag from the other Ferrari though.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Alonso out the race. Sainz on softs, interestingly, and Leclerc's on hards, which is a welcome sight. Norris on medium, so let's work together then. This is essentially, if you remember the gap to Russell, Norris has undercut both Red Bulls and also George Russell, so Lando is currently on for a podium. as Sainz will have to pit again. So this is your net top 3. So there's Alonso. Also Russell now in the pits along with one of the Red Bulls.
Okay, the incident's been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed. Come on.
So Verstappen gets first choice, so he's going to undercut Perez and gain a place. You can see how much time they've lost on just a single lap undercut. And they've actually gone for hards, they haven't stretched it to soft, so they're going to have to work now to get back into range. So this is looking pretty good. I hope Lando's mediums hold on. Verstappen is out behind a little bit of traffic in the form, I believe, of an Aston Martin or an AlphaTauri, so that's also good to see. Sainz is really slow. Slowing me up now, big time. I reckon we can try and go for the extra point as well, which could be extremely valuable, although Red Bull may have the better tyres for it. You can see Leclerc pulling away through there. Want to pass Sainz, but it's not going to be easy. He's going to have DRS on the Ferrari, on the Mercedes, sorry. Orlando may get both of us here. Oh, my exit got completely ruined, but here we go. DRS drag race, and we've got no straight line speed. Perez pits, and here comes Lando Norris. Our teammate getting in the mix. We're going to cut underneath and get Sainz. I was hoping Lando might have gone through there, but still, we'll take that. Hopefully Norris can maybe get Sainz now. And there we go, they're battling. It's important for Norris to not lose DRS, which is going to be a key element. But he hasn't really got the move done on his former teammate. This tyre feels great. I feel like I've got a better pace than Leclerc. So really, we don't want to hang around, we just want to drive off. Maybe send Leclerc back towards Norris, who has got the move done. So let's see if we can make that happen. I think the Red Bulls are legitimately stuck behind an Aston Martin. They're actually sandwiched between both Aston Martins right now, so they've got themselves into the race. I mean, Djokovic finished ahead of Norris in the sprint, so I'm not surprised. So yeah, right now, Red Bull are stuck down there with Aston Martin. Slowing down on purpose to give Lando the helping hand and bring him into this fight, because we can 2v1 Leclerc here. Like so, we've now given Norris DRS to fight.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Slight contact. My sole objective now is to get a 1-2 finish. I don't care how we do it, we just need to get it. Lando's going to struggle on tyres later on, so we're going to have to factor that in. But we've got a prime chance to secure a massive 1-2 here with only a handful of races left, so that is my sole intention. He's closing in as well. He's still got a decent pace on that medium. I think actually Leclerc's not as fast on that tyre as he was on the soft. Let's see if we can help Lando out here. Go to the inside. On the outside we go. Nice easy move, just using the track to our advantage. Let's see if I can break away from Leclerc. I know I've got the pace to do so, and we'll let Lando try to overtake if possible. Okay, Sainz into the pits, so that is going to move the Red Bulls up a place. Norris is primed to get P2 here, and now we're going to probably just drop back and try to give Lando DRS for the rest of the race and try to lock down this 1-2 and hopefully fast to that point, although I think Sainz may take that with that extra stop. Come on Lando, let's do this. Well, I'll tell you something, Lando Norris might just break DRS with Leclerc here. Not quite, but he's pushing, pulling away, and we're going to get DRS towards him now, so that's going to help him a little bit. Don't want him to lose time battling me though, so just going to make sure he gets a nice toe all the way down the straight. I don't care how we get this 1-2, just need to get it. Leclerc now pressuring Norris here, so got to be careful. I'm trying to help Lando with DRS, but it seems like now the medium's starting to fade. So if it means I have to let Lando go and I have to basically defend to keep second place, if it means we get the 1-2, I'll do it. Verstappen, by the way, Perez has actually overtaken him. So Max not really struggling, not really showing pace and struggling for pace in the main race. Come on Lando, let's hold on mate. I think Verstappen's got damage. He's fallen back from Perez, and it's under pressure from an Aston Martin. I wonder if Verstappen got wounded in combat. Leclerc's getting really close now, putting big pressure on Norris. I'm prepared to make a move if I have to. We just have to get this 1-2. There's probably not going to be a better chance this season to get this 1-2, so we have to be willing to take it. Leclerc's really putting pressure on. Russell has also arrived on the scene. It's going to be a tense final lap here. Norris closing. I'm doing this a little bit on purpose so that he's got a bit of a toe, so I was a bit far before. And then we're going to drain the entire battery here, giving him a slipstream in the process. Although he has a terrible exit. Come on, Lando. Got to hold on, mate. Got to hold on. Giving you a toe. Got to hold on, Norris. Come on. Yes, good boy. Massive. Absolutely huge. Huge moment. Let's bring this home. Blue flag, Magnussen. I think Leclerc actually got damage in the process. I think Lando's sliding into the side of him into turn 1, cost him part of his wing. But let's do it. 1-2 finish, baby, and the fastest lap, hopefully. This is going to be huge. Verstappen is still battling with Aston Martin, so we'll see how that turns out. But crucially, we've done it. Sprint victory and main race victory. Wow, what a weekend. Huge.
That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
And so as they take the checkered flag, the fans go wild for their champion under the desert night sky here in Qatar. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Job done. What a performance under the night skies in the desert in Qatar. 33 points for me alone, which outscores Verstappen and Perez's combined total over the weekend. They get 29 points, we get 33, so that's a 4-point shift already. In also Lando's points haul, if you add that on, we outscore Red Bull by an extra 21 points, so 21 plus 4, 25 point swing in our favour. Mercedes, to be fair, let's not speak too soon. They keep themselves alive with a 3-4 and, of course, being very strong in the last couple of races. So let's look at the final results and standings. So as for the sprint, you can see Lando finished behind Drugovich, which wasn't ideal, but he must have heard my complaints because he fought back straight away in the race, and what a performance on the more softer compound aggressive strategy made it work. So big plus for him. As you can see, race results for Verstappen did manage to finish ahead of Piastri, so could have done with an extra couple of points there, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining, and it's a brilliant 1-2 with also Lando getting the fast lap of the race. So let's look at the standings as we look at what the championship looks like. You can see we are P3, Verstappen takes a knock, Leclerc 6 behind, and we are 36 behind. Lando Norris equal on points with Russell and only 6 behind Perez, so it's very much 1-2-3 driver versus 2-2-2 driver per wheel. So yeah, it's the battle of the number 1s versus the number 2s in this one. In the Constructors, the gap is 42 points, Mercedes only 12 adrift. So even though I want Mercedes to help knock points off Red Bull, we have to be careful because Mercedes is still right there. So yeah, it's still not done. It's still a long way to go. We need another 25-point swing or something to get really back into it. It's not going to be easy, but that result has given us a bit of a chance. So yeah, we've got a maxed out McLaren. We've got to take full advantage, guys. The car's fast and we have to make it work. So there's a lot. Like the video, subscribe. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes, guys. Let's please hit that target, guys. It would massively help me out in the algorithm. And if you are new, please sub for daily F1 content, as I'm very close to 100k on the channel. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting, as always. And check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. But guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one.